Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I have two Maguay Espadin Joven mezcals. So they use Maguay Espadin agave and they're young. They're not aged. So this one is Sombra, introduced in 2008 and currently owned by Diageo. One of the owners, I don't know if they were the original, the Davos of Switzerland company. They sold it to Diageo. So they're saying it's an artisanal, of course. They're all artisanal, they're all handmade basically. But that's what they want you to think. It's a smoky glass. This is the newer label. When I was at Walmart a few years ago, they had this bottle, the old bottle and the new bottle. They had both on the shelf. A couple of the older bottles, same size. And they had it on closeout. They were getting rid of it. They didn't want to sell mezcal anymore. And so they were selling it for $15. Well, I had to buy it, Wooden cap, neoprene, that synthetic rubber stopper for both of these. Wooden cap, synthetic rubber. Now, the competitor is Xicaru, introduced in 2013. This is the Xicaru Silver. Same specs as the other one as far as the agave and the aging or the lack of aging. But this one is 40.5% alcohol, 40.5%. And this one's 45%. 45%. Whoa, man. Okay. Make sure I got the right text. So right now I got 3 wins and 1 loss on these challenges with the mezcal, this series. 3 wins, 1 loss. I'd like to get to 4-1. 80%, Let's see if we can do that. Or if I can do that this morning. We, meaning you're part of the process or watching, you know what I'm saying. All right. Thought I poured too much, but it's close. All right, so got it done. I say dawn, but as you can see, it doesn't look like dawn, right? Because it's 5:48 Central Time, but in reality, we know it's 4:48 real time. This is the daylight time, the little pretend time that the government likes to pretend about a lot of things, right? So, hey, if you're gonna make up other things, just make up not history. Well, they do that too, but make up or they twist it. Hey, just make up time, manipulate time. Okay. So here is the Sombra. This is Sombra, more than mezcal. Because they're talking about they give money to the planet. They actually give money to the planet. Did you know the planet gets money and spends it? Okay. They go to all of this, the whole thing you see on all the websites. The luxurious agave that we use. Only the finest roasting in the conical ovens. Only a natural pina, a large stone wheel run by a diesel powered tractor. Okay. There's a little tractor going around, that little thing. Distillation and bottling. Okay. Our bottles can be reused for water, juice, or mixers. Fine. Very nice. How to drink, sipping, straight, or in cocktails. We're going straight this morning. So they're showing 2 sipping glasses, little tulips. And then that real thin glass, they are thick. I had some of those little, like my friend David called foo-foo glasses. Well, he used a different term, but and John and Neil gave them to me, and it was a great gift. And all broke within a year. They were so thin. And some of it was me being careless, but it didn't take any kind of effort to its glasses. It was amazing. It was some mishaps, Xicaru Silver. There you go. Same story, the luxurious agave, the fantastic ovens, and it goes on, But I mean, I'm not saying that this is phony. I'm not saying that they're phony. They probably are legit. I'm just saying when you read these mezcal websites, they're all the same, like only the best, meticulous, and so forth. And that's good because they all taste like they're done that way. So I'm not saying that, I'm being sound like I'm being critical, and I'm not. I'd rather see that than this. A lot of these bad websites from especially beer companies were just tomfoolery, idiocy, cheekiness, glib humor is usually not funny, or even worse, like they'll say, they embrace evil. We're evil. I'm like, you're not really evil. I mean, you are. I get that. Okay. But you're not the image you're trying to project. It's a phony thing. And I don't want to really see that. Somebody with like they're diabolical, they're in league with the devil and all of this. And it's like you're just fake. Corona extra after Malia. Okay. Well, anyway, getting back to what we're doing here. Okay. Live videos are like a box of chocolate. You never know. A box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Okay. I'm hoping I can get it right, because Herbie on Wheels. Hello. From India, of all places. All right. I don't know if mezcal is even sold in India. I guess it is, but I don't know that. This smells like sweet agave, a little bit of that black pepper thing that you get on the nose, the spice. And that's about it. I want to say oak, but I know it's not aged, so that can't be right. This one has a really weird aroma, almost like plastic. That's a bad sign because remember when I first did my first mezcal review was the Monte Alban out in the backyard afternoon, and I said it reminded me of plastic. I said, did they age this? And I didn't realize it. Yeah, it is aged. It's a reposado. It's rested for a little bit. I said, did they age this in a plastic bag? All right. So, or maybe like candle wax this is, but I don't know. It's strange. It's got to be the Sombra because I didn't smell that with this other one, the Xicaru, and I've been doing the Xicaru. This is like the 5th time. So, all right, cheers. A little bit of smoke, a little bit of vegetative action, soil, clay, whatever you want to call it, terracotta, something like that. Mexico, Mexican soil. I mean, it tastes good, but if you're not used to mezcal, it could chase you away. I think I can see a lot of people that I know who they drink probably more than me, but they on a weekly basis, but they would say, oh, they would just be appalled by mezcal. I think. See what I'm saying? I don't know that. I assume that because I know the kind of stuff they drink. Crown Royal and Jack Daniels is about as exotic as they get. And in the beer world, Bud Light, and if they're really, really get going out on a limb, they might drink regular Budweiser, but that would be maybe once in 10 years. Not making fun of them, not criticizing them, but I'm saying that's what they do. I've tried to get them to try other products. Nah, this guy he gets Crown Royal all the time. I see him buying bottles of Crown Royal. I said, you ever tried any of like the Crown Royal Black, the Northern Harvest Rye? Oh no, I only tried this one here. I said, you're not interested in trying them? He kind of talked around it, but the basic answer was he was not interested in it. And that's probably 99% of the Crown Royal. Well, 95% of the Crown Royal drinkers. There's probably 5% that explore other options. So, like I said, I'm not criticizing it. It's just I know the type. And so that's it. People are very brand loyal, and they're not adventurous. I went through this with the experience with the sandwich spread. They want blue plate, only blue plate, which I tried and it's very good. And it probably is the best I've had. But there was a problem for like a year where they couldn't get blue plate. Some production could have been an ingredient missing. And the company didn't want to put out an inferior thing. So I would talk to people, and I couldn't understand the fascination with sandwich bread because I never even had that in my life. I heard about it. That's why I started buying it and trying it on crackers, and on bread after lunch. I was like, oh, okay, I see what people like. It's got paprika, spice, the sweet relish, the pickles, and the mayonnaise. Not really that complicated, but I say, you ever try Kraft? Oh, I hate that stuff. I say, well, you had it? Oh, well, then you would find out they never actually had it. They actually never had any other sandwich bread, but they wouldn't try it. It's like they're a little bit inferior. Maybe you heard me, a little bit inferior, but definitely a trade off. But that's it. That's how it goes. So back to the main point, mezcal. I don't even bother getting people to try it anymore because they're not going to. I mean, my friend David would be. He's an adventurer. He'll try different things. He's an oddball too because most of his friends, they like drink Coors Light. That's it. Jack Daniels. That's it. Nice guys. Won't deviate. Okay, so this one over here is a little more plain. I find it's a little more bland. Is there smokiness? Nope. Might have a smoke bottle, but there's no smokiness. Seems like it has a little higher proof, 45% versus 40.5. Not a big difference, but it is a difference. This may be imperceptible, maybe, because I think I am picking it up. Phil says, hi, Jay. Hello to you, Phil, in Paris. But maybe a little bit bland here, relatively bland. If you're used to tequila, you probably find this is very similar to tequila, and you say, oh, yeah, same thing. That's the same thing. Closely related, but not the same thing. Okay, tequila is a type of mezcal. So if you've ever had tequila, you've actually had mezcal. One type, at least, Blue Weber agave, that variant, Blue Weber agave. Yeah, and it has to be Blue Weber agave because that's the rules for tequila. It cannot be any other agave. You say, well, who made that law? Mexico. Phil says, cheers. One day tried Demoiselle rum from Guadeloupe. I would like to try that. Guadeloupe is a French island in the Caribbean and is part of France, a territorial collectivity. Now, some Americans would say, oh, yeah, that's owned by France. Well, it's part of France. Be like saying Hawaii is owned by the United States. Well, Hawaii is part of the United States. It's a little bit different. Okay, but anyway, we're not going to get into all that. Sugarcane, OFC. I don't know what that means. All right, so this one is a little smokier, but I mean, it's so minimal. It is so minimal that it's virtually meaningless. But yeah, I would like to go to Guadeloupe, Martinique. There's another one over there. Saint Martin, half the island at least. There's another one. It's tiny in the Caribbean. Can't remember. Guadeloupe, Martinique. Oh well. All right. And they're all big into rum production. It's like a historical thing. I'd like to go to the French South America. There's a part of South America that's part of France. French Guyana, however you want to pronounce it. Man, I had a chance to go there years and years ago. It was like $450 round trip with the hotel. But then that was like in 2004 when they used to have the Wyndham Rewards travel program. It was part of Wyndham, Wyndham, the hotel chain. And but they wanted to diversify or disinvest, spun off their hotel, their their travel thing, and it was no longer linked to the hotels. So those packages were no longer available. So I couldn't do it. But I had done that. I had done it to going to Seattle to see the Mariners, and it was all done together, like the airfare, the hotel. It was all together. You pay one price, and so you had your 2 nights and the airfare. It was so convenient, and I was disgusted when they got rid of it. But when I have the Wyndham Rewards card, gold level, so I don't want to throw away all those points. Of course, oh, of course. See, I don't know that lingo. Olive Fire, Wayne, cheers to you. All right, so I'm gonna say this is the Xicaru, and it's maybe better. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it's better. Sombra, what's the current price for Sombra right now? Remember, I paid 15, but that's an aberration. You wouldn't normally see that price. Sombra mezcal. They got the prices for there's a section on Google where you can put in price. $39.96, $47.99. I don't think so. 40, 95, 34. Now see, that's a little better. Handy Liquor has it for $34.99. Arlington Wine, $33.99. Total Wine, $42.99. What? So they're not the cheapest? No. In my town, it's $31.99. Well, at my closest Total Wine is $31.99. Only problem is out of stock. But you can get it the closest. Okay. The closest store has it. No, it's not even showing anybody. Yeah, so they don't really, they have it listed, but they don't have it in stock. It's not, and it probably never will be in stock. So anyway, yeah, the cheapest you could find it right now is about 33.99, but I got it for 15. And when I bought it for 15, it was still, I checked the price, it was still like the same price, 32, 33. So the price hasn't really changed, even with the JB inflation. Okay. So I'm gonna say this is the Sombra. Gee, I hope I'm right. That's the Xicaru. So now I'm dropped to 3, and I can't believe the 3 and 2. Now it's getting dicey, getting scary. But I predicted it. If you watch the early videos of this series, I predicted. I said it's not going to be easy going forward because I'm getting into much more detailed, or if you want to say higher grade products that are comparable to the Xicaru. They don't really have that different of a flavor. They're like medium bodied, mostly dry finish. They're not too smoky. So it's the same thing. So really my whole goal on this channel, on this series in the channel, was to finish with a winning record. And that is the goal, to finish with more wins than losses. I'm still there right now, but I'm not in a good spot. You know what I'm saying? Like it could deteriorate very quickly, but hopefully with the Las Tonas and the 400 bunny rabbits, 400 conejos, and I can't even remember the other ones I've got. I got them lined up on the counter in order, so you know what I mean. I got them lined up so I don't overlook one. I don't think I left any on the shelf. So if I could just finish with a winning record, I'd be happy. Now, once we finish with the mezcal this week, next week, it's an exciting change. I think it's exciting because we're going into rye whiskey, not high rye whiskey like people. I've been to liquor stores and put Johnny Walker High Rye in the rye section. I said, that's not a rye whiskey. They say, well, it got a green label. They always put green, you know. It's not a rye whiskey. It's a high rye Scotch whiskey. It's not 51% rye or more. It's mostly grain, meaning corn, or could be wheat, you know, but if you wanted to use that. So no, 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 no. Johnny Walker High Rye is not a rye whiskey. It is a higher than average rye Scotch whiskey, and rye is sort of rare for Scotch anyway. It's just a new tweak, a gimmick, if you want to call it. I haven't had it. Would like to try it, but I'm so backlogged on Scotch. Blended Scotch is no incentive to. But at this time, what about Alberta Premium? That is clearly a rye whiskey. It's 100% rye. There's only one grain used in Alberta Premium. There's one grain used, rye. All right. There's no other grain. It's from Canada. 100% rye. Does that make sense to go up against American ryes? Yes. All right, because it's a rye whiskey. Now, I don't have any 100% American ryes, not a single one. Some of them are only 51%. I have another Canadian rye whiskey called, and you don't see this too much, but it's around. It's called Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye. They use northern, you know, interior plains rye. It's 95% rye whiskey and about 5% malted barley. So it's almost 100% pure rye whiskey. And that's going to be so exciting. I got the Jack Daniels Kentucky Rye. I got, I'm sorry, Tennessee Rye. Tennessee Rye. I've got the Woodford Reserve Rye. I got the doggone Jim Beam Kentucky Rye. I got the Winchester from Bowling Green, Kentucky Rye Whiskey. I got Sazerac Rye. We all know about that one. And others that I'm probably overlooking in my mind. So that's going to be so exciting. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to finish with a good record. It might be a catastrophic result, but I think it's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to do it. I love rye whiskey. It's probably my favorite type of whiskey. It's so mentholated and spicy and good, and I just can't get over it. So that's going to be coming up. Then I'm going to bourbon. I've got this barrel pick. Well, really, it's a warehouse pick. Evan Williams 1783. It's 1783. All right, it's just Evan Williams 1783 90 proof. You know, the regular, but it's a special regular because it's a warehouse pick. May not mean much, but that's, and I got it for the. If I tell you the price, you'll say I'm lying. Thank you, Sean. And then I'm going to go into American blended whiskey, which I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. And then I'm back to bourbon. I'm going to go back to bourbon with probably Jepson's or one of those, and then on to Canada. And I've got so many Canadian whiskeys, it's crazy. All right, anyway, last comments, Max Walt. Hello, Ron. Hello to you, Max Walt. Olafire Wayne says Rascally Wabbits. And Jeff, Canadian Club is a very decent rye whiskey. High rye, yeah, it's not technically a rye whiskey, but people, you know, they'll call it that because of the higher rye content. I like Canadian Club. It's aged 5 years now. It used to be 6, so I'm sorry to see them drop it to lower. It's bottled in Illinois. Funny thing, for the U.S. market at least, they ship it to Illinois and bottle it. One of the old legendary Canadian whiskeys, by the way, one of the first. So that's a really nice product. In fact, it was so nice, it's gone now. I don't have any more, you see. But yeah, I'm gonna make an effort to get the Canadian Club 100% rye. Now you might be talking about their 100% rye whiskey instead of just the regular. I guess that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there is a Canadian Club green label, 100% rye whiskey, 100%. Definitely on my to buy list. Yes. Oh yeah. I know where to find it. All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Sorry I got it wrong. I feel bad about it, but that's basically the way it goes. Can't do much about it. Bye-bye.